Llevan días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and he hasn't said anything. Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best sacrifice for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! Porque la Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
Good evening to everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Language News. Good evening to everybody. There is breaking news for everybody that is watching. I will try to go live right now from that particular place. I will do this live feed as quick as possible to see if I can go live from that particular place. But before that, Migrants of Tapachula speak. Migrants of Tapachula in the border that connects to Guatemala, they have spoken. Now, God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you so much for joining. Buy me a coffee. It's on top. There's a link right there for people that want to contribute to our work, and also PayPal. Now, let's get right into it, as we are going to post right here a migrant from, specifically from Haiti, as I have been emphatic of what I have been saying, of what I have been saying of the catastrophe and the collapse that is going to occur in the border of Tapachula that connects to Guatemala. This is going to be a humongous problem, and people are not putting attention to it. They're drying it off. They think that it's not going to be, something serious, but specifically for every single one of you, this is a problem. Why? Because it's the south door that connects to Guatemala. It is the way that a lot of the people are getting in. And specifically, there is a crisis with the migrant population of Haiti. As I have said continuously in my past live feeds, the population of Haiti right here in our city of Tijuana has been good. There are people that they are really capable of working. They can handle 5 different languages. They are, people that they're coming for a better opportunity of work into our country. A lot of them, and entirely the majority of the people of Haiti. There's some of them that there's bad apples in the tree, but the more the population, it is more dedicated to work now. The way that they acting now, it is a complete change of attitude. Now they are demanding that is unbelievable. Not even Mexican people demand to our own government, but now they are demanding. And it, not because that they're demanding, we need to discredit or we need to treat people bad. No, we need to educate these individuals to make them understand that there's an immigration process And this is the way that is being done, to respect our law in Mexico, to respect our constitution, to respect the border policies in with the United States of America, and ultimately to respect the basically the law in the United States of America, the immigration law. So let us hear right here this interview with this migrant from Haiti, as he is going to explain now why they feel discredit and why they feel that it's racial profiling, what the Institute National of Immigration of Mexico is doing to them. He's saying that it basically the Institute National of Immigration of Mexico, they have been not putting attention to them, but they put attention to people that they speak Spanish. Specifically, he doesn't speak that well Spanish, but he's referring to the Latino Central American community. So let us hear this interview, as you guys are going to be, not surprised, but this is how the migrant population is speaking up now, and they're giving interviews because they were instructed not to give interviews. Isn't it? It doesn't sound quite, quite the same as they are doing over here in the United States. Don't give interviews. Don't give interviews. Don't talk, because they are possibly going to damage your image. Doesn't it look, doesn't it sound the same? So let us hear this interview by this migrant from Haiti.
Entonces, ahí entonces el ACNUR está dando una ayuda. Esta ayuda no es para todo el mundo.
So ACNUR is only giving help. No, it's ACNUR is the organization of refugees from the United Nations. So he's saying ACNUR is not giving help to all the world. It's not giving help to everybody.
Sí, los extranjeros tenían dinero, todo iba a pasar derecho.
If the foreigners, they have money, ACNUR will let them pass. There's a lot of corruption, and we have been multiple times saying this, that there's a lot of corruption inside of every organization, inside of these globalist organizations. This is a migrant that is saying there's a lot of corruption in ACNUR, that migrants, that they have money, if you give money specifically, you will get the visa transit more quicker. So this is, quite a statement from this migrant from Haiti.
Entonces ellos te dan una cita para que viene a buscarle la ayuda. Entonces, ¿tú sabes qué pasa? Y cuando tú vienes a buscar
So you put an appointment, and you put an appointment to ask for help. So you know what happens when you put an appointment and you're trying to ask for help?
La tarjeta para que se entregarle el dinero. Ellos te dicen tú no calificar para la tarjeta. Ellos no te dan el dinero. Muchos de nosotros son así.
So when you come to ask for the asylum, wow. What he's saying, when it comes to ask for the asylum, they ask you for your documents, the ID, but also they ask you for an amount of money, and they give you the ID back, but they don't give you the amount of money back. They stay with the money and they say, come back later. It's amazing what is happening over there. This is why I'm telling you, this border in Guatemala, Tapachula, that is next to Guatemala, is going to inevitably collapse in one moment.
Extranjero que están aquí necesita el ayuda también, no solamente el blanco, o sea, de otra nacionalidad.
He's saying not only every foreigner that is right here in this border needs help, not just white foreigners or other nationalities. Oh my God. Not just white foreigners, other nationalities also, they need help.
Todo el mundo necesita ese dinero. Porque si usted tenía dinero, tú no iba a estar aquí, tú iba a pasar derecho. ¿Tú me entiendes?
Everybody needs the money. So why they're taking away our money? Everybody needs the money to go and to migrate, and they need the money to get to the north.
O sea, pone una visa turista para que ir derecho, o sea, donde que tú quieres ir.
And they're asking for a tourist visa to know where you want to go and to know where you want to be. I don't know where this young man gets his information, but to transit in a country, you need documentation. And this goes out to the leftists, as the globalist compact, the one that you're defending and the one that you consistently every time talking about. The globalist compact consistently says that documented peacefully and with a purpose, that is the way that you have to migrate. And this young man you know, according to him, they are asking for money for the tourist visa, but he's saying they should not ask for that. A tourist visa should be given. It's my understanding that he's under that assumption.
Si quieres ir hasta norte, o sea, Estados Unidos, vive en tu pasaporte.
You know, that money that they were taking away from us to get that visa, I cannot find. It's kind of difficult, but well, I don't know if the money that we tourists ACNUR stays. The blacks, we the blacks, they're taking our money away. Not man. What? So he's saying, you know, we the blacks. He's saying. When we arrive here, we don't have, you know, we don't have money. When we arrive here, we don't have money. We don't have anything. So are we getting bad signal, moderator? Or are we good? Should I continue? I will wait for your message. Okay. Hopefully it will get better. So let's continue with the interview. The whites, they recover that money and they recover their tourist visa or their visa of transit, referring to that they are treating the blacks bad, but the whites they're not treating them bad. He's referring to specifically, you know, the the Haiti population. That is, you know, how he's referring to blacks and the whites that he's referring to, because the only people that I can think of is, for God's sake, is Latino. So he's saying that, you know, the Latino community, they're basically, you know, they're returning, they're being more quicker when it comes to their paperwork and also their visa transit. We don't find no help. We don't have no help at all.
Se dice, usted no califica por ayuda. Entonces así, todo el mundo. Por eso yo quería hablar, porque
they're saying, ACNUR is saying, you know, you don't qualify for this help. But he's in reference to the Latino community. He's saying that they qualify. Basically, what he's trying to, you know, express this migrant is that, you know, the migrant population as Latino, as other people from color, they are bringing money and ultimately they're getting a preference. In terms to the people from Haiti and Africa, he's saying that they are not giving them a preference and they're not treating them correctly or equal. So it has, you know, for them is a race issue and is a discrimination issue for them.
Okay?
To better the conditions of every migrant, because everybody needs help. So this migrant clearly explains, you know, clearly explains that basically basically, there is a preference to other population, that is the Latino population. But for them, the people from Haiti and Africa, there is no preference, and they're mistreating them. And ultimately, they are racial profiling in a way, their process. And also, there's discrimination towards, people from Haiti and Africa. In terms to ACNUR, that ACNUR is the organization from the United Nations for helping people. Isn't it ironic that ACNUR is the organization to help refugees and to help people, and they're supposedly being racist towards immigrants from Haiti, and they're the ones that they're asking for them to come? I don't understand, really, ACNUR. I don't get you. These globalist organizations, I don't get them. No, this is one interview. Let me show you another interview of another migrant that he is really upset, and the migrants are speaking out now. Migrants are speaking out, specifically migrants from Haiti. This is another migrant, because the migrant population is in Haiti. It is getting bigger and bigger by the moment. More than 14,000. They are located right now in the city of Tapachula. 14,000. It is a lot of people from Haiti. Now, adding the fact that in the borders that connect to the United States of America, there's thousands of people from Haiti also. So let us hear this statements from this migrant as he is going to speak reference to the situation right now. How much is the cost of rent for you guys over here? And he's saying the rent over here more is really difficult for people from Haiti. The rent right here for people from Haiti, it is expensive, but there's no jobs for people from Haiti to work. The problem is not that we don't want to work. The problem is that we don't have the paperwork to work. The problem is the paperwork with immigration. The problem is the paperwork with Comar. Look at this. These are the organizations that these leftists from the United States of America and these, tabloid journalists or tabloid, writers, they're defending. That is Comar, the globalist organization that is hand in hand with the humanitarian rights, and ultimately with ACNUR, that is the organization for refugees in in the world. Now, this is the situation. I have a comment right here that it's extremely important for everybody to watch, and it's Pastor Alberto, which he is really knowledgeable in the situation. The Pastor Alberto says is what happens is that the United Nations gives money to ACNUR to give money to the immigrants applying for political asylum. What he's saying is ACNUR is keeping the money exactly that should be given to the immigrants. That's my understanding. That I believe that he what it all means. And yes, that is one of the statements which he's saying. But ultimately, he's saying also that they're keeping the money. That that is one of the problems, that they're keeping the money and they're not giving it back. That is another humongous problem that has been occurring for the longest time over there. That is a problem because that money is supposed to be going to the migrants. ACNUR should not be holding the money hostage. Should not be holding the money hostage. That should be the help for the immigrants. Now, this is the problem. This is why the migrant population in Tapachula, in terms to the migrants from Haiti, it is growing. And you got more than 14,000 people over there. Plus, add to the fact that there's a lot of corruption. A lot of corruption in ACNUR and the Institute National of Immigration and the globalist organizations that they are controlling this mass migration. There's a lot of corruption. And ultimately, you hear the last migrant, he is saying that people from his reference to the Latino community, I think so. He's saying, the people, white people, have more preference than, the other people, that is black people. So it is also a race issue over there, which they are feeling. Now, let us go back to this interview with the migrant.
Tampoco. Sí. Es difícil encontrar
Muy
trabajo.
difícil. Is it difficult? The reporter asked to find a job, and the migrant responds, "Yes, it is really difficult."
Sí, muy difícil para buscar una pieza para arrienda, pero la pieza arrienda aquí es 4,000 pesos, 3,000 pesos. ¿Cómo vive con la pieza 3,000 pesos no trabajar?
You know, it is really difficult to find a place to live right here because the rent is 3,000 pesos, 4,000 pesos. How are you going to live on that? You know, on how are you going to live with the salary? It is minimum wage over there in Tapachula is really low. So he's saying, how are you going to live now? I hope that when these migrants arrive to the north, specifically to Tijuana, that it is really expensive to rent over here, but the minimum wage goes up over here in Tijuana, so it's a better way of living over here, and also in Juarez, and it's also in the borders. You know, they're going to be shocked. This is the problem. This is the main problem. That, you know, if migrants were more educated into how's the situation, the distribution to migrants to certain places will be different, because they can say, you know, this is really expensive for me to live. This is okay for me to live. I will stay in the middle right here in the middle of the country, and I will live right here. And then when I save a little bit of money, I can do my legal process to cross to go and ask for the political asylum into the United States of America. It will be different. But there's no education into what is happening with the mass migration, with refugee and asylum cases. There's no education whatsoever. There's no initiative by ACNUR. There's no initiative by the United Nations to educate the migrants. This is the problem. That it is exactly what is going on right here in Tijuana. That the migrants don't know how to ask for the right political asylum, or the right way how to ask for it. So you have them living in the floor in the middle of a tourist exit, what is called a chaparral, and you have them living there under horrible conditions when they can be at a shelter, under, you know, with a roof, with a bed, with a pillow, with a mattress, with everything comfortably, living there and asking for the political asylum. But no, you have this misinformation that they're giving the migrants, that they, you know, that you have them like this, and it provokes this kind of situation. Let us hear a little bit of the interview more. You're asking for help, and you're asking for the population, you know, the ACNUR and also immigration services, to give the document to work. And he's saying, yes, we are waiting for the document. We are waiting first the document of Comar, that is the Commission of Refugees. And next, we're trying to find a job. So listen, this is to clear everything out. This migrant and a lot of the migrants are trying to do things right. They're trying to do things right correctly, as they're not trying to jump the jurisdiction or, be in a way corrupt in the system. He's saying we are waiting for Comar, the Commission of Refugees, to give us the document for us to work, because they're not giving us a document to work. We're having this, difficulty right now. So inevitably, it goes back to how this problem started. And this problem is a problem of infrastructure, people. It is a problem of infrastructure, the logistics and the geographics. It is broken system, the globalist compact of immigration. It does not work. There needs to be another way, a systematic way that it could be perfectly done for migrants to not suffer to these consequences. So let me hear a little bit of what he has to say more.
Pero tampoco, ahora no trabajar. Para haitianos no puede trabajar. Haitianos, sí, también haitianos buscando quiere trabajar.
Comar hasn't given us no permit to work, but, the people from Haiti, they want to work. They want to work. They want to work. We want to work.
Pero
no trabajan. Pero el problema aquí, problema muy difícil para casa, para aliendo, para cuarto, la casa.
The problem right here is to obtain a house, to live in a house. This is what Wilner Metalus, the guy that is in charge of the committee, the National Committee of Naturalized Afro-Mexicans, said yesterday as I was putting that interview. He said that the problem is also the living, the way that these people are living, the way that they are, holed up in a room where the capacity of the room is for 3 to 4 people, and you're filling it up with 15 people. It is unhuman to have these conditions. So he's saying right here, the problem right now, it is ultimately the document, but also he's reference to the problem, which is, the way that they're living, and they don't have a place, a place to live. So, this is another problem, which adding to the fact of everything, this is how destructive this globalist compact of immigration it is. And this is how the United Nations has failed with this globalist compact of immigration. They have completely failed with this. It is unhuman what they're doing to migrants. It is unhuman what they're doing to migrants in Central America, South America, and in the islands of Haiti, Cuba. It is unhuman what they're doing to migrants in Europe. It is unhuman what they're doing in general. The United Nations is committing a mistake of doing this globalist compact by just creating some law and saying everybody run, everybody flee, everybody go to the United States, does not care how you get there. Try to get there. When you get there, you're going to get it easy. It's going to be open. But when they get over here, they're in shock because they're like, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to wait this. I got to do this. I got to do that. Look what is happening to Camp El Chaparral. So there needs to be a process. There needs to be logistics. There needs to be a person in an organization in charge that puts everything into perspective and teaches people how to migrate. How to migrate. Because this globalist compact of immigration, it is not working. Basically, and it has been shown multiple times. There's a lot of child trafficking. There's a lot of human smuggling. There's a lot of drug trafficking. There's a lot of abuse towards women in Panama. There's a lot of abuse and rape and kidnappings in the borders of Guatemala with Mexico, and also in Mexico. There's a lot of that. Add to the fact that you got activists from the United States of America coming over here, making fake marriages, and also, stealing from migrants, impersonating an ICE agent, and also impersonating lawyers. It is just amazing. So this is why I'm saying consistently, these organizations need to be audited. They need to have an audit consistently by the government of Mexico. If they're migrating to Mexico, Mexico needs to audit these organizations, need to go over there and check how they're doing, and check their paperwork, and check how many we can have, and check how many the process is, and check their necessities, and check how they're going to help, and see if the Central America is helping. Why you're not doing your job, Honduras? Why are you not doing your job, Guatemala? Why are you not doing, why you're not doing your job, El Salvador? Why in the hell you're not doing your job, Haiti? Complete broken system. And you got this. Because a lot of people from Haiti, we sleep bad. He's referring to the way that they are living right now and the conditions that they're living. I don't sleep good. I don't have money for food. You guys suffer. You guys suffer a lot, the reporter says. Yes, we're suffering. The problem is money, food. We don't have food. We don't have money. It's really difficult to rent a house. Pieza is a house, an apartment or something like that.
Con otra persona, conoce, sí, ayudarte, pero tampoco ahorran el papel, nos esperando papel comal.
There's a lot of people from Haiti that are suffering the same, and we are all waiting for the same paperwork that is in Comar, the Commission of Refugee. There you go. There you have it. So this is the problem. For all these, they're saying conspiracy theories, right? that they're saying consistently, oh, yeah, the conspiracy theories of Oscar Blue, of Border Network News, exaggerating, creating hysteria to make Biden look bad. Hold on a minute. This is not about Biden. This is about the migrants. Hold on a minute. This is not about your President Biden. This is not about the Democrats. This is about the migrants, isn't it? And who's provoking all of this? Who said that he was going to let in 125,000, and now all of a sudden you go down to 6,500, 62,500. You go down to 62,500. Half of it. You go down half of what you promised, right? But you were going to do 15,000, remember? But the activists started pressuring you, Biden. Started saying, no, you're gonna apply the Trump policy. Why? You said 125,000. Okay, hold on. 62,500. I will crank it up a little bit. And then you hear Jen Psaki saying, I'm going to militarize Honduras. I'm going to militarize El Salvador. I'm going to militarize Guatemala. And I'm going to put 28,000 militarized National Guard in Mexico. Hold on a minute. In the administration of Trump, you were criticizing him because he was militarizing 15,000 of the National Guard with AMLO. And now you are going to do exactly the same thing, but not exactly the same. Doubling it. And during the week, I'm going to show you more facts, which I like to shut up all these, leftist tabloid writers, migrants speaking and giving their understanding on how it is the difference between the past administration and the current administration of Joe Biden, and how the pastors of the shelters and ultimately the migrants are complaining about this current administration. And the past administration, they're saying, we thought that the past one was a bad president. Now we're getting a really bad president. So I was commentating at a post of Veronica Escobar, the Congress lady from El Paso. She was celebrating that a family was separated under the Trump administration, and now they got together under the Biden administration. They celebrate only one accomplishment out of, hundreds of thousands, right? So I say on the bottom, I don't see you. Have you recovered from the Obama administration? That is the president that deported more Mexicans and more Latinos in history and separated more families inside of the United States of America, separating the father from their families, separating the mother from their families, and deporting them. Have you recovered from that? Because I don't see you talking about the president that deported more Latinos and Mexicans in history, that is Barack Obama, and the one that built the cages in 2015 and also deported 90,000+ minors in the year 2014. Now, look at the response from people. There was a guy responding and saying, no, you're wrong, buddy. You're wrong, buddy. The separation of families started in the Trump administration. Holy cow. That's when you know that all these followers for their life of separation of families, their life on immigration, in their life on the immigration factors, and also the dangers of the border, and also the dangers of migrants, started when Trump arrived. Back from there, immigrants and migration did not exist. Separation of families has always existed. Trafficking of children, trafficking of humans has always existed. Fake marriages have always been existing. The problem now is that it's being exacerbated by all these activists that they are from the United States of America, that they're working under the globalist compact of immigration and under the humanitarian right in a foreign country, that they're the ones that they're instigating and motivating this to happen. And they're pushing United Nations, Papi Soros, mi papi, Papi Soros. Just like that. My boss, Soros. That is the problem. And you have shelters that they're trying to do a good thing. You got like 3 shelters over here in Tijuana that they're trying to do the good thing. Don Chema, Juventud 2000, the pastor in Little Haiti, Pastor Alberto and Shelter Agape. all these people, they're trying to do exactly good things with migrants, and I have seen it, how they have, how they have fixed the way that they have fixed the situation, and the way that they teach the migrants, hey, should do this, do this. If you don't do this, don't complain about, if something happens to you. Don't complain about if something happens to you. I just gave you the instruction. I told you how to do it. This is the legal way. This is the way you got to do it. And you got these kind of situations right here in the south door, in the border that connects to Guatemala, that nobody's putting attention to. People are dying of hunger. People are hungry. People are thirsty. People don't have a job. But you got ACNUR, that is the Commission of Refugees, that is taking the longest time, I don't know why, and the Institute National of Immigration is trying to do their job, but you are continuing to accept Mexico, the government of Mexico, not the Mexican people, the government of Mexico, it is continuing to accept more people, to accept more people, to accept more people, to accept, and you get clog with more people, you create more chaos, you bring more poverty, more need to a city like Tapachula that is already on poverty, that is already on necessity for jobs. So you bring more poverty into poverty. You create a poverty, city, and then you have a complete catastrophe. You have a problem. This is the problem right here. For all these tabloid, writers, go to Tapachula, please, and walk around the city and ask the people of Tapachula if they are making a really good living, if they feel safe. Go over there and ask, please, before you run your mouth. It's amazing. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. Migrants from Haiti speak as, I try to translate as better as I can with this migrant, from these couple of migrants that they are from Haiti, specifically talking about the situation and how they're living right there. As I have been consistently talking about this situation of more than 14,000 migrants from Haiti that they're located in the city of Tapachula and all around, scattered in some states that they're connected to borders, like, Cancun, that is connected to Belize, and this and that. So this is the current situation. Watch out. And I'm saying watch out because I'm not creating hysteria, fear mongering. Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not creating that. I'm being I'm saying I'm being real, and I'm giving facts. If this does not get fixed, something is going to collapse. Easy. It has happened before. It happened right here in the Camp El Chaparral. And it is only like 1,200 people, 1,500 people, almost 2,000 people. And it already collapsed. People are leaving that camp because it's not worth it to be right there and to listen to activists, which they're not doing anything for anybody. As we have shown you guys last week, that activists from the United States, they're pretending to be lawyers, pretending to be ICE agents, using fake documents from the Department of Homeland Security to steal $3,500 from a humble farmer migrant. Unbelievable. It's just incredible. God bless you all. Buy Me a Coffee is on top for people that want to donate and contribute to my work. Also, my PayPal. Thank you so much. Follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, in all the platforms. And also, you can follow me at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, and also Rumble. Thank you so much for joining me on this night. Tomorrow, we have a good live feed for you guys in the morning. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love. And always your country's first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and he hasn't said anything. espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! Porque la Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.